waters are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
But earlier at about 7 a.m., a group from the Coast Guard.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
today on Rappler, Senator Jinggoy Estrada goes to jail for the second time. One of the most influential jihadists is in the Philippines. And Egypt sentences free Al-Jazeera journalists to 7 years in prison. Hello, I'm Katerina Francisco. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Senator Jinggoy Estrada goes to jail for the second time for plunder. On Monday, Anti-Graft Court Sandigan Bayan upholds the finding of probable cause by the Ombudsman against Estrada and orders his arrest warrant. Unlike Senator Bong Revilla last Friday, Estrada skips going to the Sandigan Bayan and goes straight to Krame. He surrenders to his father, former President and current Manila Mayor Joseph Estrada, before proceeding to Camp Krame for booking procedures. Father and son hug each other as the former president left his son to face detention. Estrada is the second senator detained over the biggest corruption scandal in recent history. The actor turned politician is accused of pocketing 183 million pesos or more than $4 million from public funds meant for development projects. While plunder is a non-bailable offense, Estrada's lawyer says he filed a motion for bail. In 2001, Estrada was also jailed with his father on plunder charges for allegedly receiving payoffs from the illegal numbers game Hueteng. The younger Estrada was acquitted, while his father was convicted and later pardoned. Former Agriculture Secretary and current Bohol Representative Arthur Yap and 16 others face charges of diverting public funds to fake NGOs. Ombudsman investigators filed separate formal complaints against two groups. One complaint includes Yap, former Nueva Ecija Representative Rodolfo Antonino, and 5 others. The second complaint charges former Isabela Representative Anthony Miranda and 9 others. Yap was the Agriculture Secretary during the administration of former President Gloria Arroyo. Many of the diverted lawmakers' funds were reportedly coursed through the Agriculture Department at that time. Antonino is accused of using 14.5 million pesos or $331,000 of his discretionary funds for a ghost livelihood project. Miranda is charged with channeling funds to an NGO he controls. In February 2007, the congressman requested the release of 10 million pesos or $228,000 of his pork barrel to Aksyon Makamasa Foundation Incorporated, which lists Miranda as incorporator, director, and chairman. The ombudsman says the NGOs used are outside the network of alleged pork barrel scam mastermind, Janet Napoles. At least 23 of the 54 accused in the fund diversion scandal post bail by Monday before the Sandigan Bayan. Some of those who had posted bail were again ordered arrested, this time for their cases with Senator Estrada. Bail was initially set at 30,000 pesos per count for the graft charges, but the court granted the request of Budget Undersecretary Mario Relampagos and other officials to bring down bail to 5,000 pesos per count. Aside from Relampagos, 4 others from the Budget Department also posted bail. Napoles' children James and Joe Christine, along with some JLN Corporation employees and former Technology Research Center Director General Dennis Cunanan, and 4 others from the TRC. Also among those who posted bail are current and former directors and employees from the National Livelihood Development Corporation and several non-governmental organizations. President Benigno Aquino appoints a new justice to the Anti-Graft Court Sandigan Bayan. Manila Regional Trial Court Judge Maria Teresa Estuesta fills the vacancy in the Sandigan Bayan's 5th Division, the division handling the plunder and graft cases against Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Aquino earlier drew flack for failing to appoint a new justice within the prescribed 90-day deadline. Before his stint at the Manila court, Estuesta served in the Solicitor General's office from 1991 to 2002. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry arrives in Baghdad as Sunni jihadists continue their advance towards the Iraqi capital. Kerry will meet with Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki and other officials to push for unity and stability within the country. Kerry earlier said minority Kurds and Sunni Arabs are dissatisfied with Maliki's leadership. He urged the Iraqi government to, quote, rise above sectarian motivations. Militants led by the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or ISIS, continue to capture more towns and cities. CNN reports at least 70% of the western Iraqi province of Anbar is under the control of the group. The United States said last week it was considering ordering airstrikes against the jihadists. One of the most influential jihadist inspirations for fighters in Syria and Iraq is in the Philippines. Australian and Philippine authorities confirm Melbourne-born Musa Serantonio is in the country and was spotted in Manila, Cebu, and Zamboanga. Raised a Christian, the 29-year-old Serantonio converted to Islam. He combines traditional media with new media to urge Muslims to join the jihad in Syria and Iraq. His radical teachings are on YouTube, and he spreads the ideology espoused by terrorist group Al-Qaeda on Twitter and Facebook. Reacting to reports of Australian police moving against him, he tweeted, "Come and meet us in the mountains of Sulu if you wish to find me." He added, "We will be waiting. No promises that we will be gentle though." His Twitter account has since been taken down. When asked why Serantonio isn't being arrested, an official said, "Serantonio knows what government can do to him, so he can make sure he stays in the gray area." An Egyptian court on Monday sentences three Al-Jazeera journalists to 7 years in prison. The journalists are accused of aiding the blacklisted Muslim Brotherhood of ousted President Mohamed Morsi. Australian Peter Greste and two other reporters working for Qatar-based Al-Jazeera English were among the 20 defendants. The trial triggered international outrage and fears of more media crackdowns in Egypt. Greste and Egyptian-Canadian Mohamed Fadel Fahmy were sentenced to 7 years, while producer Baher Mohamed received 2 sentences, one for 7 years and another for 3 years. Egyptian considers Al Jazeera the voice of Qatar and accuses Doha of backing the Muslim Brotherhood. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 5, anger grows in Japan after lawmakers hurled sexist comments at a colleague giving a speech about the plight of women. Assemblywoman Ayaka Shiomura was talking about the struggles of Japanese women with motherhood when she was heckled by 2 male lawmakers. The first one shouted, "You should get married," while the second said, "Can you even bear a child?" With tears in her eyes, Shiomura carried on with her speech. She later said on Facebook the comments were like, quote, "a punch in the gut." A backlash ensues, with women lawmakers demanding that the hecklers be named. At number 6, Hong Kong citizens voted in an official electoral reform poll. Beijing was vocal in its criticism of the exercise, calling it, quote, "illegal." Online polling started Friday, with more than 500,000 residents taking part in the civil referendum. The poll asked how voters would like to choose their next leader. China promised direct elections in 2017, but ruled out allowing voters to choose which candidates can run. And at number 9, CNN's technology forecaster Paul Sappho says Amazon's new Fire Phone is not a phone but a shopping mall. He says it's a gorgeous marketplace with, quote, "infinite selections and endless opportunities." Noting Amazon had entered the mobile game later than most, Sappho says the phone won't be able to catch up with tech giants Apple or Google. But he says the Fire Phone is changing the game by shifting the focus of mobile to, quote, "satisfying our seemingly endless desire to buy stuff." For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. In World Cup news, a last-minute goal from football superstar Lionel Messi spared Argentina a disappointing draw Sunday. The 1-0 victory over Iran came courtesy of second-half saves from goalkeeper Sergio Romero and Messi's magic moment. Argentina advances to the last 16. In another match, Portugal escapes elimination after a 2-2 draw with USA. The Americans appeared to be on their way to a win, but a header by Silvestre Varela late into the game tied the score. A loss would have booted Portugal out of contention after losing to Germany 4-0 in their opening match. Every story in Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories with the most clicks. All stories on our mood navigator today, except for one, have to do with the arrest of Senator Jinggoy Estrada and Senator Bong Revilla. This story, for example, makes people happy. Court orders arrest of Senator Jinggoy Estrada. 90% of readers of the story voted happy. But many stories also gathered angry votes. Like this one, Jinggoy Estrada and wife renew wedding vows. This happened over the weekend. 51% of voters voted angry. And most angry votes went to this story, actually. This is a story from last week. Revilla's request air cooler in jail. 61% of voters of readers voted angry and 28% voted sad. This mix of votes on our mood navigator today all contributed to the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. That's Rappler's newscast for today, Monday, June 23, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Katerina Francisco. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.